Welcome back. We have the open doubles final for you here. And I'm joined in the booth by Clay Toomey. Welcome, Clay.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
We're going to have Brandon Munoz and Rob Mares on the left, Tommy Yore and Mike Gentgen on the right. The winner's side represented by Tommy Yore and Mike Gentgen. Sponsors for the match, Nexa Mortgage. Thank you to them. Yeah, most of the weekend's over with here.
It's the final stretch.
Rookie doubles, there are 3 matches left in. Expert mixed. Well, there's a whole bunch of expert mixed matches.
Okay. Y'all put on a great show here.
Thank you, Clay.
And anybody who's not been here before, I can tell you as a first-time attendee that there will be a second time for me. I've had nothing but a blast this weekend.
Great to hear.
Been here with my boy. 13-year-old kiddo came up with me from back in Dallas where we live, and he has had a blast as well. So,
Glad to hear it, Clay.
you know.
It's a family-friendly place.
Yeah.
It's a good place.
I've heard it's one of the more family-friendly venues, tournaments, and that's music to my ears, especially if it's one where I'm mostly hanging out, not working too much. It's a big deal. So
Appleton on its own is always on those lists of top 10 cities to raise a family.
oh yeah, see why.
It's a good place. Good people come from here.
Yep.
All right, we're ready to go. Down the middle goes Brandon. Patient to start this one.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to start off with a vengeance.
It's hard coming out of one of those matches like that where it goes down to the wire, 5 games, playing a very unorthodox opponent, and that was not an easy win. That was a hard-fought W, and then you go from that to a completely different style of play. Not easy.
Not at all. We wouldn't like this game if it was easy.
Right.
Yeah, I think we were done by midnight last year with all of our events, like the Last Chance DYP and
Yeah.
all that. Usually we get done pretty early.
Oh. Can't be giving up free shots to this guy. Mike trying to clear it there. A little fancy clear that doesn't quite work, and Brandon gets 2 shots out of it. One of them goes in. Got to clear that ball. Mike have a bank series? Yeah, he does.
He does now.
Check that out. I don't know if I've seen that from him. Obviously, he wouldn't set it up if he couldn't do it, so I should have known the answer before I asked the question. But
Down the middle again. 3 middles by Munoz, right?
yeah.
What happened there?
Just a brutal wall pass.
Was that the smooth wall pass done hard?
Yeah. kind of gave it a little hard fake and then just smoothly along the wall there. Oh, tuck that one back.
All
Push
right.
kick. Yeah.
That was a fake push shot
Mm-hmm.
to a push kick. Yeah, that was cool.
Terry Rue does something very similar to that. Very nice. And just goes right down the gut. And it's a nice one when he hits it. I see the great Ron Olson has made it home safe.
Is he home?
I guess we're gonna start. I'll start calling him John Quest from here on out.
Is that his name?
That's what he has it in the.
Oh, that's right.
on the, yeah. So
Hey, Ron.
Yeah. Good you got home safe.
Glad you made it back. It's sloppy here. It's messy. It's really cold now, too. But there's like 3 inches of slop out there.
Yeah, and you're talking about the weather, not that last game.
Right. That last girl that was in the booth with me, she had a new word for slop.
Oh yeah,
A Canadian word for sausage.
sausage.
I won't remember it. I have to look back at it later.
Oh, so sausage wasn't the.
It was a type of Canadian sausage.
Oh, okay.
And then they use that term for slop. That's what they call slop.
One thing I know about the internet, you could pretend to know the word and just say it, and somebody will correct you in the chat. That's how that works. If you ask, they might not answer you.
Okay.
But if you just, like for example, if I say, "Oh yeah, that they call that the turnbuckle links," no, it's not. My uncle invented it. It's called whatever. So we'll wait patiently for that to pan out. Mike and Tommy over there, I would assume, are talking some kind of zoning strategy. Can't imagine really what else there is. I guess Tommy could be asking if he sees any advice for the offensive 3-bar. You got a cameraman right next to him. It'd be nice if we could.
Taking a lot of time here, aren't they?
Yeah, it's 30 seconds is longer than most people realize, but yeah. But nobody's objecting, so I'd be whining. Time.
Chance to tie it up. Tommy Yore.
He baited him for that middle nicely. Doing this switch, and then he's there, see, when he goes to the middle.
Oh, yeah, there's Munoz in the back.
Yeah. It was a very creative defense. Blocked the first try, but Tommy got it back. Those rebounds are killer, man. Free shots.
All right, game point here, both teams.
They're switched on the right there, too.
Quick pop, pull side. Gets game 1. All right, thank you to Tony Waters from Green Bay with Nexa Mortgage. Nexa Mortgage is a mortgage broker lending to consumers looking to own a home or refinance their existing home. Visit nexamortgage.com for more information.
I'll do that right now. I got time.
And the payout for this event here is $1,500 for first
Ooh-wee.
and $1,000 for second.
Well, I can't say what I'll do if Tommy and Mike win because I don't have plans with them. But Brandon's buying me an ice cream if they win.
Oh, okay.
We'll slide over to the ice cream shop here in this sloppy weather.
Yeah, there's a Freddy's just right up the block.
Yep. The Baskin Robbins over
Or
there
there's
too.
a Baskin Robbins, yeah.
I heard there's a Cold Stone around here somewhere.
Oh, yeah. I think on the east side of town.
And if it's still snowing, I might just walk outside, look up, and open my mouth real wide. Get the old natural ice cream.
Right.
Yeah, that's funny if you're from Texas, I guess. We don't get that stuff there. Get a banana split. See if he's got another bank in him.
There's no way Brandon's going to allow another one, is
Yeah,
he?
you see that fork right
He's
there.
not perfect with it. It is open.
Yeah.
The outside was still open a little bit.
I think what Brandon's going for there is because he doesn't, and this is a philosophy he has across all, whether he's in the back playing goalie or on the 5-bar or they're defending against a 2-bar, he likes to bait a thing and then defend it.
Okay.
So instead of just like going hardcore fork, he wants to show you that maybe I won't fork and maybe the bank is there. Go for it. That was on goal. That inside little baby bank. And so with Brandon, he's not just going to, like you see Jacob Balkos do it. He'll just put the fork there and leave it. But I think Brandon likes to bait. He'll bait and switch. And if I had reflexes like that, I probably would too.
Good pass there by Mike.
Mm.
Oh, I thought that went in.
Yep.
It's probably my favorite shot to see Mara shoot is that pull kick.
Yeah. You ever seen him do a 2-ball slingshot? He'll set up 2 balls and go off the outside wall, then the inside wall, one right after the other.
Yeah, he's got the coolest spots in those videos.
Yeah.
The ball control videos and stuff.
Yep.
He does all the neatest stuff.
Mike living a little dangerous with some of these clears. Giving up another free shot, which turns into a goal.
Defensive switch on the left.
He's calling timeout. He's shooting on the 3, but he's calling timeout on the 5. Rob is. That's what they've been doing so far. Previous matches leading up to this one. I really like y'all's setup in here, man. It is just super cool.
Thanks, Clay.
Yep.
Rolls to the middle. Tommy's ball.
Trying to think, was it 1-1 or 2-0? I think it was 2-0, right? And they're talking about shots, but really all you need to remember is what was the score. I thought it was 1-1.
Back it up. I don't know.
Well, we can find out. I'll look. Surprised Brandon hadn't asked me yet. Somebody in the chat will let us know.
Who scored last?
Or even easier, what was the score? Dude. Somebody trying to break in over here?
They're just going to back it up.
Yeah, it was 1-1. Yeah, and you don't need to remember the shot, who scored what. Just remember the score. And it was definitely 1-1. So there you go. Oh yeah, that was off the Feld clear from Mike. Remember, I was saying he's living dangerously with the clears. He gave it over to Brandon. Brandon went straight right away. And technology pulls through again. They were all able to whip out their phone thanks to the stream you have there on YouTube, here and there, everywhere. If you have the internet, they looked it up, and simple as that. What do you think about using replay in foosball?
Oh, I'm for whatever gets the answer.
Right. You just want the correct call.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's pretty common among foosers is we just want the actual right thing to be done. Except for Oklahoma players. I just want to jar you. That was a long-running joke for forever.
Yeah, I know the rivalry. Texas and Oklahoma rivalry. Yeah. That's good stuff.
It's fun. Well, here's a fun one. The timeout, and without asking, Rob just reaches into the table and rubs the ball off in his pants, and it's funny. You got quite the crowd here on a Sunday night watching. I was looking at the numbers here. Or do you like to not know how many people are watching?
It doesn't matter.
And it was
Still gonna do the same job anyway.
Yeah, of course. It's around a couple hundred when I looked.
All right, here's Tommy Yore. Chance to tie it up. Goes pull side there on Munoz. Game 2 here if you're not paying attention to the markers here.
I feel called out because I was about to actually ask.
All right, game point for the number 1 seed. The team on the left, that is. Tommy's been shooting good, though. That continues.
That's what it's called.
Oh, is it?
I guess, yeah, that's what Dwayne there in the chat said. So I looked it up, and it is sausage. It's a kind of sausage.
It's like a long word for slop, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like it should be a short word.
Well, it's a spicy North African sausage that originated in Morocco, Algeria, Libya, and Tunisia. How can it originate in 4 places? That didn't sound right. Typically made from lamb or mutton. I think I'll just say slop.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah. Appreciate that, Dwayne.
Thanks, Dwayne.
But you see what he said? They don't call it the turnbuckle. See, that's the way to reach the answer on the internet. Yeah, I think they call it a kneecap. No, they don't. My dad was an orthopedic surgeon. It's actually the patella tendon.
All right, game ball here, both teams.
Rob upset about the crowd walking,
Yeah.
existing on Earth. here in a bar.
Yeah,
They're having fun down there, too.
He was mad about the kids getting close, too.
Yeah. And I'll tell on myself. I was like, you wouldn't say that if a big dude – I didn't tell him this. I actually told the person I was watching the match with. You wouldn't say that if a grown man walked by. And then there he proved me wrong. A grown man walked by, and he said something to him, too. Good stuff.
Block back into the goal there.
Yeah.
A 2-game lead for the team on the left.
2 of those goals there in that second game for Brandon and Rob came directly from Mike failing to clear. You know, he had the one just straight donated it to Brandon's 3-bar. Brandon converted it immediately, and then the game winner there. Pretty much a stuff, I suppose you'd say. Or a turnbuckle, as some might call it.
Tommy Yore and Mike Gentgen were the number 4 seed.
This was a pretty top-heavy open doubles field. I mean, there was a lot of – I mean, for Tommy and Mike to be the 4 seed.
Mike must have more points than I thought he had.
Yeah, he is – we can look that up. He's on the lower pro side of things, perhaps, maybe even the higher end of the expert field.
I want to guess that would have been the 4 seed.
Yeah, he's a pro. Oh, I was way off. He's a pro by 900 points.
Okay.
In doubles. I was thinking of singles. He's doesn't really play singles a whole lot. Yeah, he's right at 4,000 points in doubles.
We're just seeing the difference of 2 top masters on a team together.
Yeah, 2 world champions.
Left hook. Oh, man. I heard it before I saw it.
Tommy just really trying to get Mares to bite on that hard tap to the push side. Rob not going for any of it. Look when Tommy gets it on his 3-bar for those hard taps to the push side turning into just straight push sides. If you're not going to bite on it, well, just score there. And again, if you're Mike here, you just got to clear the ball. Don't let this get in the hands of Brandon. Get it to your forward, get it to the goalie. That's a win. It's on Mars' 2-bar, but that's still a win.
He's shooting pretty good.
Yep.
See. Blocked off the table there by Mike.
Yeah. But really, I mean, even if Mares is shooting good, it's still better back there than it is on Brandon's 3-bar.
Yeah, I suppose.
See if he has an inside bank in him. It looks like it's there. You see that defense by Mares on the right side of the goal there. Tough.
All right, championship point for the team on the left. All right, your 2025 Wisconsin State Open Doubles champions, Brandon Munoz and Rob Morris. Runners-up, Tommy
That's just the
Yore.
first set, right?
Oh, yeah, first
Yeah,
set.
first set.
Oh, thanks, Clay.
Was that a prediction? Was
No.
that a little Freudian prediction?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think you can stop those guys at this point.
I might be with you on that one.
All right. First set. I got it now.
In most places in the foosball world, when you win 2 sets to win the title, they call that the double dip. Canada, they call it the turnbuckle.
The turnbuckle.
I was just gonna. Every Canadian slang from here on out is just the turnbuckle. You call it a slingshot, they call it a turnbuckle. You ever heard of the Texas T?
I've heard of it.
It's where you take the inside of the inside of the first man on your 3-bar, you chip it super hard to your middle, and then open hand whack it to the goal. Call that the Texas T. And in Canada, they call it the Texas turnbuckle. Hey, there's your sponsor right there on the screen. Nexa Mortgage.
Oh, man. Weekend's winding down here. It's
Yep.
8:48 local time.
Can I brag on your tournament a little more?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because there's something very specific about this weekend that I've really enjoyed. And my kiddo, Phoenix, my 13-year-old son, has been here with me this weekend. And we've had the absolute just highest level hospitality from you and your family. I appreciate that. And at the tournament, my son Phoenix has made so many friends and so many new names in his mental Rolodex of people that he knows. And if you've not ever met Phoenix, Phoenix has autism. He doesn't communicate the way a lot of people do, and a lot of people don't really get where he's coming from. And the world is a hard place to fit into sometimes for him. And I am so proud of the venue here, the wait staff up front, the tournament staff, and just the players in general for 100% fully accepted my son into the mix this weekend. It's been really cool to see. And even there was a match over here earlier, open doubles match with Sam and Jacob versus, I forget who they were playing, but they're all fighting to get who gets the good luck fist bump, a hug or whatever from my kiddo. And that is there's not a real good way for me to articulate how stinking cool I think that is. And that is just absolutely priceless for me to watch as a dad. And knowing that, I mean, even in my own family, sometimes it's difficult for him to find his place where he belongs. And by my family, I don't mean where, like, immediate, but like cousins, aunts, uncles. Like, not everybody knows how to hang out with my kid. And
Sure.
so watching him just fit in here and just absolutely belong. I'm in the booth with you, and he's just sitting there watching. Who's he sitting with? He's sitting with, I don't know this gentleman's name, but Isabel's on that side, and he's just chill. He just belongs. He just is. And I can't think of a higher compliment for a tournament than to say I will be bringing my kids back here next time.
That's awesome, Clay. He's a good dude, and I'm glad he's having a good time. It's
He got
great, man.
third in junior doubles.
Yeah, he's got hardware to take home.
Yes, he does, and I don't. We'll have that conversation. Yeah, he's taking home a third-place trophy with your daughter. That was really. You messaged me a couple weeks ago, and you're like, what, does he want to play? What do you want to play? And I was like, in my mind, I'm thinking the answer is no, but I like to give him the option always. And I have a pretty good idea of what he'll say yes and no to. And that is a perfect example of why I ask and let him choose. Because sometimes, as much as we dads don't like to admit it, we don't always know exactly everything as it will happen. So I'm glad I asked him, and he was like, yeah, sure. That sounds fun. And they played and got third place. They won it. They won a match. He got some blocks, got some clears. And your daughter's game is just looking excellent. Nice, very nice 5-bar. Can really tell where she puts in the time. And she is passing at will on a lot of people. Good stuff. So high five for me on that, and that is just a major W. And that starts at the top and goes down from there, I think. So kudos.
Thank you, Clay.
Yes, sir. You got some greetings from London there, looks like. I don't recognize the name. I don't know too much about Foosball. Has that guy ever done anything?
Hey, Tony. We miss you, man.
The champ himself.
Keep up the good work over there. Pound him into submission.
Yep. Wouldn't be the first time America's defeated. I'll leave that there. A little history joke.
We're always cheering for you, Tony.
Absolutely.
Miss you, bro.
Future Hall of Famer in another couple weeks. How cool is that?
It's unbelievable.
Imagine being so good that they changed the age requirement the year that you turn that age. You know that happened, right? It used to be 35 years old, and the year that is 2020 is when him and Billy turned 35, and now you got to be 40. Nobody's safe. I'll throw a joke anywhere. I'll behave. I like the bleacher setup. There are, is it 5 pit tables?
4 pit tables.
Yeah. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, and then the 5th one is kind of outside the thing. It's like 4 and an honorable mention over there.
Right.
But there are bleachers in front of 4 tables here before they took 4 down. And a lot of those bleachers double as a seat to the row behind it. 7, 8, 9, and 10. So you have 8 tables where you can sit on the bleachers and watch a match.
Yeah, it's a cool setup here.
Yep. There's more foosball royalty in the chat there. Got the Roos down in Louisiana.
Hey, Terry and Sully. All the back rooms being tore down. Always a sad sight.
Oh, I didn't know they had this. You got cameras everywhere.
Yeah, we can go in the back.
I've seen banks with fewer cameras than this. Dude, that is cool. You can just control that. Oh man, you're gonna call. We need new cameras. Me and the homies that I run with most of the time. We don't need new cameras. We have plenty. I'm just jealous of your remote control Skyview.
Yeah, it's a cool setup. We got upgrades.
Yeah. And your logo. This is my favorite logo in foosball.
Wisconsin logo.
Yeah, I think maybe I think it's the most. It's a good logo. And the shield over here with the upside down players that make a W. That's a pretty good one too.
Yeah, Brett did that for our state championships.
Yeah. It's pretty slick.
Brett's the logo guy.
He's doing a good job.
Yeah, he is.
There's the purple shirt walking by. Mr. Purple.
You never played him before?
No. No, I've heard stories. I was down. He was cheering with that match with Brandon and Rob versus Jeff and Ahmed. Is that how you pronounce it? I just say Mr.
Oh,
Taha
yeah,
because Ahmed. Ahmed?
Yeah.
And Mr. Purple was cheering for whoever did something most recently. So if Brandon scored one, it was woo-hoo, and if Jeff scored one, it was woo-hoo, and it was. I support it. So I was saying I made a comment across the table at him, and somebody sponsor this guy, get him at the next tournament. I just think it's fun. And then the dude sitting next to me was like, "Do you know who that is?" I said, "No, I don't really know who it is. I just thought he's a random dude just watching foosball." And he's like, "Well, and then I heard a couple interesting stories about his. Basically, he's the guy, and every scene has one of these, I think, where when he's if he doesn't win, it's funny because he'll be yapping still as. And to be clear, I'm not speaking about him. I'm just saying generally there usually is a guy in the scene where they're fun to beat because they're funny when they lose, but if they win, they will get under your skin like no other.
If Tony's still listening, he'll know who you're talking about.
Yeah, even just the way I'm describing him.
I think so.
With it's funny when he loses and annoying as all get out when he wins because no matter who he's beaten, he is the champ, and you'll know about it. And if you don't believe him, just ask him; he'll tell you. One of those kind of people. Is that pretty accurate so far?
Yeah.
Pretty spot on?
Mike Wales knew right away.
Well, Mr. Purple is what I'll keep calling him. I don't until I've actually never met him, but Mr. Purple sounds nice and vague to me. But yeah, I'm a fan of that kind of stuff, especially when I'm half a country away and don't actually have to really interact with it too much. So I have no risk in the matter, and I just think it's funny. He was double fisting long necks, just taking a swig from each one. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Guess it's going to be snowing for a while until about maybe midnight.
Yeah, it's not going to be good when all that slush freezes either.
Yeah, be in the high 20s all night, and then we'll get out of here. It's going to be windy tomorrow, but sunny.
What time's your flight leave?
1:20 from Milwaukee, though.
You'll be all right.
Yeah. Now I figure we'll probably leave at like 9. And we were going to leave a little later than that, but given the weather, we're just going to play it safe. Not something I'm known for, but I'm going to do it this time. Get to Milwaukee. Probably leave the house there around 9 and get to Milwaukee in plenty of time. Have lunch at the airport there. Zoom it all the way back to Texas. You going to make Vegas this year?
I won't make Vegas. My wife is going. We have to stagger our tournaments now that we got the dog.
Oh, okay.
So she gets to go to Vegas, and I might try to go to the World Series.
Nice.
Hey, that's Texas State now? I don't understand how that's Texas State. And it's so confusing because they kept saying that it's not going to take Texas State's place, and then it took Texas State's place.
Yeah. Well, it won't. I am very biased on the matter because Texas State is like holy ground to me as far as the foosball tournaments go. And so last year with them not having Texas State, I was not pleased. And the turnout for the World Series was
100.
Yeah. They had 50 tables for 160 players, and so that was a major L. This year they are doing a combined Texas State / ITSF event, and so you'll essentially have Texas State as it's been without open events, and then the open events will be the ITSF part. And then they also have the Falero Gold Finals there. So it'll be it'll be better than last year for sure. And it still won't be Texas State as we have known that over the years. So Texas State plus without open events plus ITSF open events where they'll have the qualifying rounds and the single elimination. And by the way, to be clear, I'm not a spokesperson for anybody. So if that's not true and that's not correct and you don't like it, just email me. I'll refund you your money for this conversation. But that's, as I understand it, that's how that's happening.
Okay.
And I'll be there. Won't be doing anything, but I'll be there. I'm bringing my pom-poms so that
Modern Foos won't be there?
no.
No?
No. And I will heavily edit the rest of my thoughts on that, but I will be there with my pom-poms. I actually might play some singles or something like that. I'll be cheering on, especially in the gold finals. We have some folks on the men's side that I'll be rooting for, of course. Tony being one of them, absolutely. And then on the women's side, Sully, be cheering for her. So, if you got pom poms and you live in the area, bring them out and find me, and we'll be a cheer squad or whatever they're called. Cheer squad? Sound about right?
Sounds good.
Yeah. I'll admit I don't have much of a history in competitive stunt cheering or whatever they call them. Stunt athletics.
Sounds right to me.
Yeah, Texas State Light. That's funny. That's so funny.
Texas State Light.
Texas State Light. I got to see your dog a little while ago.
Can't wait.
Yep. Very, very friendly. I'm not allergic to your dog, by the way. Remember I told you if for the most part, most breeds, if they lick my hand or if I pet them or something like that, I got to go wash my hands right away. And that I didn't do that earlier. I was just curious what I break. Nothing. So good news. Update. I'm not allergic to your dog.
She's hypoallergenic.
Yeah. I've heard that from a lot of people about different breeds, but I can tell you on one hand, and it's a hand that hasn't broke out from being licked by dogs, how many dogs I've actually not been allergic to. So I would say it's probably a mixture of how they're cared for and then plus the breed. So, and it's pretty young too.
Yeah.
So there is an age where it doesn't kick in yet. So maybe next year we'll test drive it again. See. Really likes head scratches. She rolled over on her back.
Yeah, it's just funny.
Scratch me, please.
It's hair. It's hypoallergenic, so it's not fur. It's hair.
Yeah, but they lick their fur or they lick their hair, and then that's actually where the allergies are from. It's their saliva. And if it's okay to respond to this, it's easier to just say it instead of texting back. I don't know about a flyer for Texas State yet. I don't know that that's been announced. Go to, I bet Facebook will know. I avoid Facebook at all costs, especially after a foosball tournament. I won't be there tomorrow either, so the bomb's away, I guess. This right here, I won't say what I thought that said. I'll spell it out, though.
Oh, I can imagine.
We'll just, E-R.
Sure.
Yeah. I looked over, I saw that. What? Phoenix just chilling. He's checking out the wooden coin that you all gave out to every registered player here.
3D Foos.
Yes.
Did that. J. Teal.
Well done, Mr. Till. It has the Wisconsin Foosball logo on one side, and I guess is that the state tournament shield on the other side. You see the two logos on the right of your screen above that overhead view of the table there. The logo on the left is tails. The logo on the right is heads, and that's the small wooden flipper that people have been using this weekend, and I like it. It's good stuff.
Thank you.
Won't damage the table if you flip it on the table.
That's why we did it.
And it also just kind of looks cool. A nice commemorative
So you won't go away completely empty-handed.
No, I won't. I have that, and then I have the wraps. Oh, they had free rubbers up there, too.
Okay.
All right.
Set number 2 coming at you.
And they have switched sides.
To the pull side there.
Mr. Purple has been activated, I hear.
I'm glad to hear some cheering.
Yeah, I wasn't being sarcastic when I said I think foosball is good for that.
He might be getting a little bit loud though.
Yeah. He's just excited.
Hey Mike, I got a Shih Tzu, half Yorkie.
You said half Yorkie?
Half Yorkie.
That's the other breed. That's the breed that that I can pet and hold and play with and not die.
Good. I'm glad we didn't kill you.
Yeah, thanks. Pretty good looking out.
Tommy, you're getting hot.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's gonna have to be Hercules to pull this off, I feel like.
I mean, if you look at the number of second chance goals Brandon and Rob have had, it's a pretty high percentage. And Mike is doing a good job blocking on those first shots. And if he can find a way to not give up a rebound or free shots any other way, I think Brandon might be in trouble with that initial shot defense that Mike's giving him.
All right, defensive switch on the left now. Kept out nicely there by Rob. Timeout, team on the right.
And they're talking shop immediately. See just the backside of Rob there, and right in front of him is Brandon. And if I there's no way to know without a mic or psychic power somehow to know what they're talking about, but I would guess with Tommy and Mike switching on the left, he's probably talking zones for if Tommy gets the ball on the 2-bar, because Tommy doesn't have a ton of options, but he does.
He's got some good ones.
He has a bank on either wall, and he can send it up the gut.
Pull kick or square push.
Yeah, I think the main thing they're probably going to be worried about is either of the banks or like a brush tuck kind of thing.
Sure.
So good to know in advance what your thoughts are.
All right, this Munoz in the back, and all tied up now.
It's another monster tap pull.
Timeout. He's going to bring Mike back.
Yep. And they're one apiece on timeouts now?
Yep.
Surprised he didn't take at least one whack at it for the bank. It's a smart play. I mean, it's 4-4 game ball, second set, game 1. So.
Yeah, it wouldn't have hurt to take a peek at it, right?
Yeah, exactly. At least see what the defense's situation is in case you want to do this later. But Tommy is the world champion. I am a spectator. It's not even my favorite kind of tater. And again, if you're Mike, you have to clear this ball. You cannot give a free shot to Brandon here.
Oh, he's got
What
a
a
dish
pass.
instead. Oh, my gosh.
Very nice.
Wow. Game 1. Tommy Yore, Mike Gentgen. Are they going to switch sides now?
I don't think so.
I think Munoz said I'm good here.
And Tommy set up that last go with the previous 2 shots where he taps hard to the push side and just yanks it back to the pull side. hit a couple of those, which is kind of that's his power move. And then
Sure.
on game ball there, he does the tap to the push side, comes back to the pull, but it's actually another tap, and then he goes push. That is just an excellent offensive series by Tommy. And Brandon trying to talk to a mic that's not there. Did you see that? He was looking up trying to talk to a table mic that's not there.
I missed it.
Mr. Purple just eyeing down who does he want to cheer for. Looking at his watch on his right hand. By the way, he also has one on his left hand.
He's got 2 watches.
He's got 2 watches, man.
Wow.
And I don't know if that's 2 time zones or if it's, I don't know what the situation is there, but he knows what time it is twice.
So much about this world that I don't understand. 2 watches. 1 on each hand.
Yeah, you see that, right?
Yeah. I can't stop looking. All right, got to focus.
Take a peek here what they might be talking about. A jar, you think?
Or about resetting. Looks like they figured it out now.
Yep.
Try for the bank. Looking for the baby. Oh, that thing had 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, it did. We just kind of snuck that one through the middle there, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
sneaky,
know how he
sneaky.
reads it. He's got great middles.
Mike didn't even need to be there to catch that one. Ball just stopped right there. Nice when that happens.
Lane pass taken away here.
The missing well moved to the back, I just realized. Well, he is just all over those tap corners. Pull, tap, push.
Yeah, no problems tossing it out there. Nice pass by Mike.
Ooh.
All right, Mike putting up some good D now.
Yeah.
A few in a row. Tried to hit the baby bank. Didn't go anywhere. Just went straight. It's not where we wanted it to go. Munoz in the back now. Munoz, the open singles champion here. You just got to see that.
Double dip.
Yeah, what a show that was.
Yeah.
Oh, baby bank in that time.
I like that he wasn't afraid to go right back to it.
Me too.
I think I'd have been maybe too scared, especially with the number of times that things have not necessarily gone super great from the back, and he's still sticking with it.
More good D there.
Fun fact, that was a spin, and it's a spin that
was
nobody ever calls. Yeah, it's a very – talk about it here on a break. I'll tell you why.
I've heard you talk about it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it.
You lose the ball, get in behind it, and then do your regular motion, and it is a spin all day long. But it happens so fast that people don't – it literally never gets called unless you're playing against me, and then I will absolutely call it.
Just barely enough room for that pull side to squeak through there. It's like a hair.
Ooh. Did you see that? He checked out the inside bank, and Brandon just went right back over there. He still went with it. Brandon almost got a piece of it.
They cleared, though.
Yeah, I did.
He still got there faster than Brandon did.
Yep. That's a win. It's a baby win. Baby bank attempt, baby win. Yeah, that spin. They don't call it a spin in Canada. They call it a turnbuckle. Oh, my goodness.
And he put his whole body into that shot.
Yeah, he did. Then he put the rest of his body in those bumpers. You're going to have to replace those after this match, I think.
It's not my table, it's Ryan's.
Ryan, can we get table maintenance over here on table one? Yep. They're talking timeouts down there. I don't remember the team on the right calling those. I know the team on the left.
They used one to bring Tommy back up front.
Yeah, for sure on the left.
Right.
But what about on the right? They have two or one?
I think they have two.
Yeah. Oh. And he is sticking with those banks in the back. Just pull kick, tuck it right at.
Oh, just off the post. It was just short. Good D by Rob there.
Yep. Couldn't quite hold it on his three.
Timeout, Tommy.
Mr. Purple sharing his thoughts.
There's a shot at Mr. Purple.
Got another headset? I'll take it out to him. He could just do it from there. I'm encouraging the wrong thing here.
Yes, you are.
To his credit, he is waiting until the ball is not in play. He hasn't said a thing while the ball was in motion. Try to find the positive there. Just hammers the wall.
So glad that table's taped down.
For real.
And Tommy Yore and Mike Gentgen go up 2-0. What a twist.
Yeah, when Tommy hits that wall pass, he pushes off with his foot like a baseball pitcher, where he just full sends it laterally to the wall, harder than maybe anybody.
You see the whole table shake, you know, just from being hit so hard.
I can tell this person's about 30 seconds behind on their viewing. They're responding to what I said about the headset. That's hilarious.
Yeah, Wales knows. All right, game 3. Backs against the wall for Munoz and Mares now. Momentum shifted.
Mike is playing some excellent defense back there.
That's been the difference, really.
Yeah. Getting rid of the ball, too. But, like, on that possession, he blocked him on the first shot, which he's been doing, but didn't give up a rebound for a second shot. And your math just goes through the roof on that in your favor when you're just blocking one shot at a time instead of, you know, a few at a time. And same idea here is you just really want to make sure Brandon does not get control of this ball. Clears it on goal. That's a good play. Oh, sneaky little pass there.
Middle?
I think he went all the way around it.
Was it? Hard to see it happen so fast. And good D, though, by Mike. It's unreal. That's been the difference.
Where did that go?
That was the big hammer. Oh, that might have gone
chipped
through
off
the middle.
the inside. And on his last possession, it took him a few times to clear it. Not quite able to get it away this time. Brandon just chipped it to the wall there. Ooh, that was on goal.
Yeah, it was.
Good save by Robbie. Ooh, that was an interesting little pass. Like a brush down from the second man.
I like it.
Another one right off that post, it looked like.
That was a close one there.
Yeah, he's getting some good attempts in here.
At least he's clearing the ball. Like
Yeah,
you're talking about.
for sure. Yeah, that's just the math on that. It just works out in your favor. I mean, it's not a perfect, pure stat, but it's a good thing when you clear it. And then maybe if it's Ryan back there shooting, maybe you don't want him to have it. But against most teams in most situations, getting rid of the ball is good. And the thing is, Mike's getting – he just caught that right on the fly going into that shooting position. Mike's getting all the blocks to get the clear attempts as well. Like he's putting up solid defense here. Another block. I actually think Brandon's movements are getting the desired effect. Like when he's doing the taps, I think Mike is getting out of the way. I just think it's not at the speed that Brandon's expecting. So tap one side and then immediately shooting is not working because Mike's not getting out of the way fast enough. I think Brandon might have figured that out at the same time I did. If he gives a good hard tap and then waits just a slight hesitation, I think that's the amount of time he needs to blast it. Give Mike more time to move. The timing there.
Great D by Mars there. Timeout, Tommy.
Mr. Purple's had enough. Good match here. I like these long, drawn-out matches where you can really get a feel for all the adjustments, all the things that the players are doing, reacting to one another. It's good foosball.
Taken away by Munoz. I'm hoping for 5 games, right?
Plus overtime.
I don't want this to go 3.
It's the fastest bumper smash I've ever seen.
All right, Munoz in the bag now.
Ooh, whiffed on that. That was not a fake. Not a fake on that one either. Those are just straight up whiffs. Not sure if the table movement has something to do with that or if it's just overamped or what.
Timeout, Rob Mars. Now, is that their first?
I don't believe they've called one this game. That was their – should have been their first timeout. I want to say they've burned them on the left side of the table. And I said last time I was here, I said next time I'm here I'm going to bring a pen and a paper to keep track of it, and I didn't, so I lied.
We did last year with matches between these two just because there was controversy.
Yeah. it's tough to burn a timeout and then just immediately give the ball up.
Yeah. Can't feel good.
Yeah, but that's what they've been doing. I mean, Mars has been calling. He's been shooting on the 3, calling timeouts on the 5, and it's been working. So you can't look at one play and say it's good or
Blocked
bad.
Back into the goal.
Yeah. And they are on the board.
We got a match.
Yep. And to be clear, when I say 5 games with overtime, I just think that's fun to watch. I'm not saying who I want to win or lose, but it would be nice to see go down to the wire.
I agree with you. It's too early to go home.
Yep.
Possibly the last shameless sponsor plug here for Good Nature E-Vapor.
Shout out to the sponsors.
Their goal is to convert as many traditional tobacco users as possible to a healthier alternative. Please visit goodnatureevapor.com for more information. Thank you, Benji.
What percentage of the sponsors would you say are foosball playing businessmen or businesswomen? What percentage of those folks are playing foosball?
All of them.
Yeah. Cool. Very cool.
Yeah. All right. Here we go.
That's 3 in a row that Tommy's just lost on his 3-bar.
I feel like that was good D there by Rob, and Rob kind of toyed with his mind a little bit and made him do that.
Ooh.
Off man and in.
Yep. And the math is going to math.
1 clunker each.
Yeah.
What's that sausage called?
Turnbuckle.
1 turnbuckle each.
We need to get Turnbuckle in here for a sponsorship. This match brought to you by Turnbuckle Sausage, Canadia's finest. I think it's Merguez.
Merguez.
Merguez. Tommy with the 2-handed defense there. Don't see that too often. Switch again. And again, they're still calling that timeout. I'm curious where Rob's 5-bar is in any of this if Brandon gets in trouble. Obviously, he's a world champion, all-time great, Hall of Famer. He can play ball. I do like that he's consistently calling timeout when he gets it on his 5, though, and shooting it when he gets it on his 3. Has a very high shooting percentage on his 3 here this weekend. These last few matches especially. Can read Tommy's lip there. Come on, Mike.
You see the table tap play?
Yeah.
Aren't you going to light him up?
He in Spanish.
Light him up.
I'll let.
Light him up.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. He knows the deal. That's a few of those in a row. He won't tap the table on a goal, but on an unattended back wall pass, he might.
Oh, Rob Morris to the long hole, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's down
Right
the
up
middle.
the middle. Sprayed it from the short over to the middle hole. It's clutch. And he's got another one too. He can bang these slingshots, bangers, push kicks.
Pull kick.
Yeah, all of it. He can hit anything from back there.
But we're looking at a game 5 is what we're telling you.
That's what it feels like right now.
They've used one.
Yeah.
That's their second, right?
Yeah, and I'm not sure they remember that other one. It is definitely their second time out. It's an interesting spot to call when at 4-3 with it on the 5 bar. It's always to me, I get a kick out of watching these top player, mastered world champions, best on tornado in the world. I like watching them make these decisions of when to do the finer parts of the game. Call the timeout. Switch. Switch to a different shot. And there's a lot to be learned from all that. Yeah, they're talking through the timeouts now. So 1 on the left and 0 on the right.
All right. Munoz couldn't hold on. This would be a great win for Tommy Yore against 2 big masters.
Yeah. Oops. What a pass.
Geez.
How do you look for that? Of all the options he has, we talked about a moment ago, and he just tosses it up to the 3 bar on that far wall.
All right. Game 5 is coming our way.
What a play. I wonder if that was the conversation during that 4-3 timeout. I mean, because they're so in sync right there on that play.
Looking for that pass you're talking about?
Call a timeout, step away, talk about what if I get it, what if you get it, what are we doing, what are we looking for? And that's one thing I can tell you these top players do. They do save something. Look at, you see the phone on the table? That is Brandon setting the timer for how much time there is between the games.
Oh, okay.
Because
he doesn't want Tommy taking too long.
Bingo. Because some of these timeouts, some of these times between the games are taking a little longer than he likes. And that, I guarantee you, of course, we can't read it from this far away, but I'm pretty good at making guesses, and that's what that is. Set it for 90 seconds and just put it down.
That's funny.
But I would guess that they had that conversation. And Rob said, if I get it here, we're doing this. I'm sending it there. If this is this has been there the whole time, and they save that one play for that 1 point, sends it to a game 5. It's good stuff. Yeah, you can. You could just barely see the stopwatch on the phone right there. It's gonna have to get the phone off the table if they're about to play, though. There you go. And that's one way to make sure it stays inside of 90 seconds. A new kind of master play.
All right, game 5 is underway. Handle-to-handle combat. Open doubles.
Defense, Rob showed him there. He's floating with that left hand, that goalie rod. Middleman just in the middle of the table, and he's chasing the corners with the 2 bar. Tommy just reading that 2 bars on the near wall, so I'm going to go far wall, far hole. It looked like a chip pass instead of a bank attempt.
He's been trying to send up those chip passes. Tommy Yore gets the first 2.
wouldn't be the worst time for the old Tom Yore timeout. Get scored on twice in a row, just burn one. Are you a practitioner of the Tom Yore timeout?
I use it, yeah.
Yeah, same here. When I remember. Oh.
Off a man and in.
Yeah. That's a quick 3 points. And they're playing.
And lands on the 3-row of Tommy. The rich get richer. And Tommy goes push side. 4-0.
I am shocked that they haven't called a timeout here.
Oh,
It is
chips right
4-0
through
with the
Tommy.
ball on his 3-bar, and they got both their timeouts.
All right, a chance to close out the match. Tommy Yore and Mike Gentgen, your 2025 Wisconsin State Open Doubles champions. Runners up, Rob Mares, Brandon Munoz. Thanks for joining me in the booth, Clay.
Glad to be here. Thanks for having me. Mr. Purple turned to Mr. Pink, by the way. He's good. Thanks for having me, man. I really enjoyed the tournament this weekend, dude. Well done.
Thank you, Clay.
Yeah.